In this video, we'll take a look at how we use the TI-84 graphing calculator to calculate the p-value for the paired t-test, and this follows example 1 from the paired t-test if you're following along with the notes. So let's take a look at the notes real quick to see kind of what we're doing first, and then we'll come back to the TI-84 graphing calculator. So if you recall from the notes, we were looking at doing a hypothesis test for the differences, which is the paired t-test. And we calculated our test statistic, which was negative 3.291, and we want to use this test statistic to find our p-value. So in order to do that, the first thing we have to do is determine whether or not this test statistic right here is our lower bound or our upper bound for this tcdf function. And to do that, what we want to do is look at where this test statistic falls in terms of our t-values. So if we use 0 as our reference point, we know that our test statistic is going to be to the left of 0. And then we want to look at our alternative hypothesis to determine which area we want to find, the area from that to the left or the area from that test statistic to the right. If we look at our alternative hypothesis, you can see that we have the inequality less than, which implies that we're looking at the area to the left of that test statistic. So if negative 3.291 is right here, we want to find the area from that test statistic to the left. That means that test statistic is going to be our upper bound and our lower bound is going to be negative infinity. Since we don't have a negative infinity sign on our calculator, we're going to use negative 1 million, a really small value. So these are going to be the inputs right here that we use for our tcdf function. This last value, this 7, that's our degrees of freedom. So that's the number of differences that we had, minus 1. We had 8 differences, or a sample size of 8. And we subtract 1 from that, and that gives us the value of 7. So that's where that value is coming from. So let's go ahead and take a look at using that tcdf function in order to come up with this p-value of 0.0066. So if we look at this, to get to our tcdf function, that's going to be under our distributions menu. And we get there by hitting the second button and the VARs button. That'll pull up our distribution menu. And if you scroll through the list, you'll see option number 6 is the tcdf function. So let's go ahead and go down to option number 6, and then we'll select that and hit enter. And that'll bring up our tcdf function. Our lower bound is going to be negative 1 million. Our upper bound is going to be negative 3.291. So remember, when we type in a negative value, and we can type over the top of this, we want to use the negative sign, not the negative operator. So it's going to be negative 3.291. And then our degrees of freedom will remain 7, so we'll keep that the same, and we'll go down to paste and hit enter. And you'll see it comes up in that format. For some of you with older graphing calculators, it may say tcdf left parenthesis when you select that from your menu of distributions, and then you'll just have to type these in manually, separated by a comma. The comma button, by the way, is the button directly above the 7. So if you have that typed in that way, we'll go ahead and hit enter. And the output that we get will be our p-value. Our p-value, you can see, is 0.006642. And we rounded that to 4 decimal places, which is the same value that I use on example 1 from the paired t-test example that we were taking a look at.